This conference will now be recorded.
We can customize any field depending on requirement, but you don't need to customize these fields actually, because as I said earlier, all of these things you will be maintaining as a consultant. So customer doesn't know what we are maintaining, why we are maintaining at a company level. Okay, all that matters is whether the company code is showing up in the front end for employees to be hired. Okay, and whether all of the associated objects are showing up properly or not. Now, if you have one or two companies, and when you select a particular company, whether the associated business units or associated locations are showing up correctly or not, that is matter for your customer. They don't really put their hands into what fields you have in company, why should you use this field, or no, I want to have another field into company. They don't ask all these questions generally.
So we are choosing date in format like from where. So like how to customize that calendar? Like I have a
Calendar.
question came in.
No, calendar is not customizable. The date field, the default date format is MMDDYYY. You cannot now customize the calendar. What customization you want to do on the calendar?
No, I'm not like saying to customize. Like it is standard or like the calendar also we have to customize. Like
No, it is not customizable. The date field always shows up the calendar, where you pick a date from the calendar. Or if you don't want to show up the calendar, you want to type it manually the date, you can do it. But it should be in the MMDDYY format.
Okay.
Venu, I also have one question. So if we go to the legal entity, configure, the definition of legal entity. So I have seen that there are many country-specific legal entities have been maintained under the parent and child relationship in associations.
Yes, that's because now some companies or for some countries, it is the legal procedure or it is the policy of that country's government that we may have to maintain some additional fields. Okay, like if you go and try to configure or let's say manage data. Let me show you what I mean. We go to company or legal entity, and when I select country here, now, so when I select country here as United States, these are the fields specific to US, and these are not required for other countries. Okay, EU company code. Okay, which we may have to add. Federal Reserve Bank district, Federal Reserve Bank ID, and then the type of the legal entity, the type of company that you are creating. Joint stock company or non-profit company or partnership company. So these fields are mandatory to be maintained, or sometimes they are required to be maintained at the company level. So to populate these fields, all of these are associated. Now these fields are specific to country United States. So for legal entity USA, you will find these fields. So that is why legal entity country is added at the legal entity level in the configure object definition. Go ahead.
Okay. Also, when I did not understand how they have maintained the relationship, like in field criteria, they have taken a reference date. So what is the meaning of that? I did not understand that also. Like they have
field.
Yeah.
Now, why do we use field criteria? Field criteria meaning now you're referencing or you're referring to that particular field. Okay. Now, as on this date, Okay.
Like,
As on this
yeah,
date, whatever is applicable, maybe all of these foundation objects are effective dated, right?
yeah,
All of these objects, what we create, what we maintain, these are effective dated. So effective dated, every company or every object when you are creating them, you choose an effective date. Now, with that effective date, what are the possible entries that you want to that you have created? So from that date, it is applicable. Before that date, if you pick up no date before the company creation or the object creation date, now that is not a valid one, even if it is associated with it.
okay. So it is checking the date against the object
Yes.
mentioned, like the destination and the
Yes.
source.
Yes.
Okay. But somewhere, like I have also seen people maintain it like with the external code,
Yes.
like field
External
criteria.
external code wherever you want to use the object at the front end level. Now at the employee level, if you want to use, like now I want, when I go try to hire an employee, when I choose a company, okay, I should get
Yeah,
those business units which are associated with the company. So how do you want system to look at the company? Versus the unique one is the external code. Okay, you cannot have the same external code for some other companies, right?
yeah,
Now I can have, yesterday I've created Wipro Products Limited or Wipro Products. Okay, now I can create a companies, any number of companies with the same name, but I have to choose a different external code. Every time I try to create or I create a new company code, new company, it should always have a unique external code. If it is already existing in the system, it doesn't take. But name, it takes. So system should not go with the name what I have used. It should go with the external code because that's a unique one.
but Venu, then why, like some point, people use external code and some point they reference a date. So if it can be achieved through
If it
external
is at
code,
the, yeah, if it is at the
yeah,
object level, if it is at the object level, you refer the date. If it is at the employee level, it actually refers the external codes. Okay, now if you want to use these field criteria at the employee level, so you always use the field criteria. When you are using the field criteria, you use the external code. So that's how system identifies.
okay,
Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
One more doubt actually from my side.
Hmm.
Like here, like instead of start date or instead of legal entity ID,
Hmm.
if I want to put like company ID, so how do I customize that?
External code, you rename it to company ID.
Not no code. Here, like there is like legal entity ID. One field is there like legal entity ID. So
Hmm.
instead of legal entity ID, if I want to, if like my customer will say like put here as like a company ID. So how do I customize it here? How
Rename
do
it to your legal entity ID. Rename it to company ID.
so where to do that customization?
Again, so you're not understanding the concept. What did I say here? If it is legal entity, that's a MDF object. Okay. And if
Yes.
you want to modify the object, you should always go to configure object definition. Renaming the fields, adding the fields, customizing the fields, customizing the object. Everything is done in the configure object definition for MDF objects or generic objects. If you want to do now, we have done some customization, or we have now modified the labels, or we have modified the fields of the foundation objects in corporate data model. So depending on the object that you want to customize, you have to choose one of these options. If it is a foundation object, then you go to corporate data model. You want to do it for the MDF objects, you do it in the configure object definition.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Venu, I have a doubt. Actually, when I create as a company, it is not showing as country of origin. The code I created is 6800.
Can you share your screen?
Sure.
Yeah, I've made you presenter now. You can share it.
Let me log in. I guess I didn't log in. I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Stop this legal entity. Company entity. Given. Here, when I try to create it, it is not asking the country of origin or country. It asks me currency.
So country, if you go to configure object definition, somebody must have changed it. Go to configure object definition. Same thing, default pay group, somebody has changed the field attribute from editable to visible, not visible. Go to configure object definition.
Today I added this country field, and then somebody changed the name to organization. I put it back to legal entity. So it's keep on happening.
Given. You are saying configuration?
Configure object definition. Configure object definition. You just type CON OBJ DEF.
BJ and object definition. Sorry.
Yeah. Search for object definition and then look for company or legal entity. Yeah. Whatever name we have. Scroll down. Yeah. Second one. Take action, make correction.
Second. Okay. Take action, make correction.
Make correction. Scroll down. Yeah. Somewhere here you'll find the country field. Currency, name, effective date.
Which created date, last date, internal code. Fine, I will check when.
Okay, so there should be a field called country. So it should always be associated that country. Every company should be associated with a country.
When is it? Sorry, when is it like it got deleted by mistake maybe?
Yeah, it
Because
is not there.
it's not showing here also.
Country of registration. It is actually a country of registration. Now somebody
Yeah,
must have deleted that. The field should be of country of registration. See, you cannot delete a standard field. You don't want to use it, then at least try to have it as not visible. So what is the use of now doing something? Now you don't just do anything just for sake of doing. No, you should have a reason why we are doing. What do you want to achieve with that? Now it's not. No, I'm not blaming anyone. This generally happens. Now people change the company to wheel, company to bus, company to something else. No, what do you want to achieve with that? Okay, so you should always focus on what is to be done. Now I've told you yesterday also, customer will not ask you to create additional fields into company object, additional fields into business unit. Now depending on your requirement, you may have to change or tweak the associations. Okay, now some customers say that I want to keep the business units open. Okay, that means you select any company. Now we have 4 companies and I have 20 business units. I want every business unit to show for every company. I don't want to restrict some business unit to some company, or some divisions to some business units, or some departments to some divisions. So in that case, you don't have to have any association. You can just add the objects without any association. That will do. Or some says we always have only one business unit to one division. So in that case, it is only 1-to-1. You just modify that thing. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Somebody must have deleted that. That's fine. Maybe you might have. Sorry.
When he's scrolling down. Sir, when Vikram is there, na, Vikram was presenting the screen. There was a field name as country of registration. I saw when he was scrolling down.
Okay. Yes. See that, Vikram. Now, system doesn't allow if it is a mandatory field, mandatory or field which is which will impact the other areas of the system. System doesn't allow you. It will say that you cannot delete this field, or you cannot make this field optional. Like external code, you cannot make it as optional field because it's a unique and you have to maintain the data. Without having the external code, you cannot create an object. Okay, can you share your screen again back, Vikram? I don't see your screen. You missed.
Yeah. I hope it's visible, right, Ben? Hello. Hello.
Yes, go slow down.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Scroll down. You will find the ID as country of registration.
Created by last.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, it is there. Wait.
Yeah, country of registration. Yeah, go to details.
Last modified date.
Before. Okay.
Yeah, country of registration. Yeah, okay. Details. Go to details. It's a generic object. Now scroll down. Scroll down here. Visibility, you'll find a field called visibility. Visibility, it is editable.
Status.
Required. Yeah, required is also yes.
Yeah.
Country label. Why is that country showing as country 1? Okay, done. That is available then. Scroll down. Click done and say scroll down.
Country of registration code.
Yeah, field ID is registration. That's fine. Done. Scroll to the end. Somebody must have modified this. What is this? 103044.
103044.
Yeah, that's fine. You see that initialize rules. See there, initialize rules. Test underscore 126. There is a little icon just beside that field. Okay, yeah, can you click on it?
View rule.
Yeah, if standard hours is equal to null, scroll down. Standard weekly has to be 40. Yeah, close this. Somebody has written a rule. Now close this.
One second.
Close this and go back to manage data and legal entity. Let's see. If it is not there, then that's because of some permissions. Manage data. You can search here directly. Go back to manage data.
Company or a legal entity, right?
Maybe the permissions are missing. So, okay, duplicate this screen, or if you can give me control.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get the control.
Okay, then yeah, I have given.
Do you know your username?
Yeah, well, one second. It is HBUHR.
Maybe the effective date of that object country is being changed. That is why it's not appearing.
HBUHR. Yeah, this looks to be fine.
Sir, include inactive users that should be known.
That is fine. Nothing to do with that.
Venu, are we all using the same company ID for this demo?
Priya, you are using a different one.
Okay, because I have just checked, mine is fine.
Yeah, that's what. Yes. have the name also, right? Okay, name is moved here. Description, default pay group. I don't know what changes people have done. So this, have you created your company without the country code? Let me see. Okay, country it is not respecting at all here. So country of registration is a mandatory field here. Label is fine. It is required, yes, which is mandatory. No idea. So I'll check with Satish. I'll take credentials from Satish and see what is the issue with the country. So the configuration looks fine here. Configure object definition. So manage data, it should show up. Otherwise, no. See, on the company, you cannot hide a country or you cannot have it as an optional field, because if you leave it as an option, you will not maintain what country that company belongs to. And if you don't select the country, then you'll not be able to see the country specific field. There is a lot of impact on the employee side also. Okay, like if that employee belongs to India or US, no. So based on the country, you'll get your currencies, you'll get your pay components, you'll get all of the other attributes wherever you have. Like United States, you'll find FLS status, EO job category, and so on. For country, for country of India, you have specific fields in job information. So all of this will be impacted. So let me find out what change you have done, what made the this one country of field removed from here. Just one last try. Yeah, that's fine then. I'll check with Satish and take the configuration. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Others, any other doubts?
Venu, can you please explain it a little bit more? Like, what is the difference between object level and employee level? Employee level mean is it the people profile you are talking about?
Yeah, I'll share my screen and show you. Now
Okay.
this is at the object level. Okay. For every object, okay. Now if you want this company to show up, okay. Now if I'm creating a company, now if I have created a company, my company, what I have created is Wipro. Okay. Now what is the start date for this company? It started from 1/1/2022. Now if I go here, search for my company with 1/1/2021, will it show up?
No.
If I search for 6600. Now this is based on the effective date my companies are displayed. Okay. Now why is
Yeah.
this not showing up? Because of the effective date that I have chosen. And this is working because for this object, for company object, the association, the criteria of the association that you have defined is the effective start date. Okay, wherever you have generic object like you see here, the currency. For all of these fields, wherever you use the generic objects within the object, in the configure object definition, you'll find the source field criteria as effective start date. That means this currency will show up. Now, if I go here, search for country or search for currency, if that country exists, now I'm able to search for this company, sorry, this country, India, because this country exists on this date,
Yeah.
right? Now this
Yeah.
currency exists on this date. If I have created a new currency, which is effective 1/1/2023, so that will not show up here in the drop down. So that's why on the object level, if you're adding, this is not association actually, this is adding a field. If you see the field here, referencing a generic object or foundation object, here if
Yeah.
you say the effective date, system will pick the, so on this date, whether the object is active or not. Now, the other field criteria, what I am talking was on the employee. Okay, if I go to employee, if I search for any employee, now let me pick up one employee. Any employee. It's not maintained, the data is not. Now you see here, there are many locations in the system. Okay,
Yeah.
but I see only these 3 locations which are associated with this company. Okay, now if I go to
Best.
this company, this one, Boston. If I go to location, manage organization pay, location as Boston, this one. Now here the company is associated, this best run 10,000 is associated with this company. And the field criteria that is set for location is company. So system will first find out what is the company, and based on that company it shows the location. It is not because of the association. Association is only at object level. What it shows in the front end employee level is the field criteria. So I'll tell you when we discuss on the fields of employee portlets.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Vinu.
Yeah. Okay. So where are we? What were we discussing? Where did we stop yesterday?
You have shown us all the org
What all we
structure.
have created? What all we have created? We have created company, we have created a business unit, we have created a division, we have created
Indian
some
department.
departments. Okay. So let me also create, or let's see first. Let's go to the org structure what we have created. Now I want to see the structure what I've defined in the system, what I've maintained in the system. Okay. So to look at the org structure, you need to go to home drop down org chart. Now in some instances this may show up as company info. Okay, company info or org chart. If it is renamed, it will show up as org chart, or if it is the standard text, then it will show as company info. So don't get confused that you don't have org chart in your instance. Okay, if you go to org chart will display the hierarchical representation of the employees. Okay, who is reporting to whom based on the data maintained. In the same org chart, company structure overview. Now, Ashwini, you can speak to Ravi or Satish if you are unable to log into SuccessFactors. Okay, they'll fix the issue. So probably you might be using capital letters or maybe not small letters, or if you don't type exact password, don't exact username, system won't allow you to log in. Okay, yeah, if you have issues, just speak to Ravi or Satish, they'll help you out. Okay, so sorry, Ashwini was asking that out. Now you go to company structure overview. You will find the existing company structures. If people have created some org structure, you will see them here. Or if you want to build your own structure, because every company, they will have their own company structures. Like some company uses company, business unit, division, and department, this structure. Some may have under divisions, some may use subdivisions. Under departments, some may use some sub-departments, or under business units, some may use functions or sub-functions, or a separate object called org units. Maybe some custom object have been defined and added into the structure. But the structure what I have created yesterday is a simple standard structure what SF has given, like company, business unit, division, and department. So whatever that I have maintained, if I want to look at that in the hierarchical view, so I can create my own company structure overview by going to the configure or settings button, which is at the end, right hand side end. Just say add. What company structure you want to create? Just name it anything. Maybe Wipro org structure. Okay, or name it as company org. org structure. Okay. Root level entity, highest level entity would be my legal entity. Always legal entity. Okay. And from there, I want to build my structure. So root level I have taken as legal entity. By default, the compact threshold for compact view is up to 12 levels down. You can configure. So we will not be adding those many levels, but still, yes, 12 levels is fine for me. Show photo of the user fields. If there are any users configured, like business unit, we have added head of the unit. Okay. If you want to display their picture, their profile picture on the org chart, so then say yes, use profile photos. If you want to see the level, like company is level 1, business unit is level 2, division is level 3, department is level 4. So if you want to see levels, you can enable levels. Now these levels, from where you want to start, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 0, 1, 2, 3, from where you want to start. So 1 is fine, from starting from 1 is fine. Level display mode. So if you select, you have two options, icon or text. If you say icon, system will only display the level icon instead of the text. If it is text, it will show it as level 1, level and then 1. Okay, so I'll leave it as icon and apply. Now I've created legal entity. Under legal entity, I want to show, now select legal entity. You see here, add child entity. Under legal entity, I want to show, now these are all the objects which are associated with company. So under legal entity, I want to show business unit. See if you have business unit. That's fine. Under business unit, I want to show division. So these two are associated with the business unit. Under division, I want to show department. Okay, so I have this structure. Okay, now it is showing only legal entity ID. With ID, I will not be able to make out what company it is. Now my ID is 6600. So if I don't give the name of the company, I will not know whether it is my company or somebody else's created company. So you go here, click on edit layout. You have legal entity ID. You can add more fields here. So you can choose, let's say, the name of the company. And I want to show the country also. This one in bold. Okay. And say apply. Here it shows my ID, name, and country. Business unit also same thing. Edit layout. I want to show this a different color. I want business unit name as well. And visible user fields, I want to display the head of the unit. This one in bold. So it shows the user name. Division, same thing. I'll just add division name and this one in bold. So this one, red color, apply. You see these colors. Okay. And department, same thing. I want department name and department code to be bold. Count of people I want to see at department level. Now this is my org chart that I have created. Now if I want to see my company or anybody's company, I can go to this one, org chart. Which org chart is that? This is the org structure that I have created. Okay, save and go back to company structure overview now. Now if I search for my org structure, it shows up this structure. As per this structure, these are the elements, these are the objects that I have used. Legal entity. At legal entity level, I want to see my object. Go to Wipro. So Wipro has got two business units. This is level 1 and two business units, IT projects and manufacturing. And this is at level 2. This is icon. If I have selected text, it would have shown as level 2. So this is because I have selected icon, so it is showing as icon. Business unit, the code, this is the code, this is the name. So code is in bold, this is not in bold. This business unit has got two divisions, Oracle and SAP, which is at 3rd level. This has got 3 departments. This has got 4 departments. this has got one division and this has got 3 departments. So it shows up the hierarchical representation of the org chart or the org structure that I have created. Now this structure can be downloaded from here. Either you can export into PDF or as an image. You can choose this one. Okay, this is what you have configured. Depending on the configuration that you have done, this will show up. If I have not added any head of the unit, it won't show up here. Or if I add head of the units here, it will show up here. Now, because I have selected, I want to see the count of the people, how many employees are there in this department. It shows the number of people. As of now, we have 0 employees because we have not hired any employees. Now this count of users can be at any business unit. Now looking at the org chart, you can say how many employees are there in this business unit or in this division or in this department, or who is heading this department, who is managing this business unit. Okay, clear? Now I can also look at others org structure. Now if somebody has created some company, I can go search for that company. Now this company, there is no business unit here. So let me go to business unit. Because their structure is different. They have business unit, under business unit you have division. So business, above business unit you don't have department. Under business unit you have department here. So this is the structure what, no, this one has got GCS. Okay, because there is no one who is heading this business unit, it is not showing up the users. But for my business unit, we have the heads maintained, so it is showing up heads. So that's why I have maintained yesterday the head of the departments, head of the business unit there. Clear? Now, once you have configured your objects, you can go to company structure overview, use the existing org chart, or if you want to have your own structure, go and create your new structure from here. That's your company structure overview. Any doubts here?
No.
No.
So when in real time also we have to do it manually like this,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes. What do you mean by manually? There's hardly any objects, right? So this is just to
No.
display your org structure. Now, if you are asking about manual creation of the divisions or departments, yes. If you have hundreds of objects that are to be created, like departments, if you have 30, 40 departments, if you think that
Yeah.
it would be a pain for maintaining all of these objects manually, you can also upload them into the system. We'll see that upload option as well.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Import
what I
export
was
option,
asking.
that's there. We can see that. I thought you're asking on the company structure overview.
Okay. Thank you, Venu.
Yeah. Others? So if you have created all of you have created your structure, like your company, business unit, division, and department, you can go and look at your structure here. Okay. So let me create one more object which we have not done yesterday, which is the cost center. Now, cost center can also be part of your org structure. Now, somewhere, if you want, you can show up the cost center as well. Generally, these cost centers are maintained by finance people and in the finance system. We just take data from them because these cost centers are to be assigned to employees. For each employee, every time you hire an employee, you should also be adding the cost center that the employee belongs to. Now, cost center is a cost, where exactly the cost is falling in. Now, let's say I'm working in HR department. Okay. Now my salaries or my all the expenses that company is spending on me will be tagged to one of the cost center. Maybe it is at position level or a person level or a department level. Generally, it is not at the person level. If it is maintained at the person level, you cannot make out how much amount that you have spent on a department or so on. So it is at minute level. So if it is at a department level, yes, you can make out this department, all the employees who are working in that department, the salaries of that employees or the amount that is spent for these employees on other activities, like if you have given laptop, if you have given some car or bike or something, so that cost goes to particular cost center. and based on the cost center, you can take out how much cost you have incurred in a particular month or for a period. So cost centers are generally maintained by finance people, and we'll get this information from finance. You'll just have to maintain what is that cost center. Okay, so I'll say 01/01/2022 for Wipro. I'll say Wipro CC, Wipro cost center. Okay, description if you want you can add. GL statement code, parent cost center manager, all of this information if you have you can fill, otherwise you can leave it. Now I have legal entity, I'll just associate with it. Say save. Clear? So with this, the objects that are required for our org structure that are those are completed. In tomorrow's session, we will see on the other objects which are foundation objects, okay, which are related to your job and pay. Okay, so we'll stop it here for today, and I'll take your instance access from Ravi or Satish, and then I'll look into that country.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you, Venu.
Thank you, Venu.
Thank you, Venu.